After fighting their way to the prisons of the Red Corridor in the Temple of Elemental Evil, our heroes have cornered a lone cultist who seems desperate to negotiate. There's no telling what might lie ahead, but can they risk dealing with the enemy?
I'm going to attempt to use Intimidate with my bonus.
His hands reach higher for the ceiling. He seems pacified, or at least concerned.
Let them go.
Why don't we talk this out? Who is your friend
I'm done
here?
talking.
He catches his voice.
I've had a long day, and I'm here to settle this. Let them go.
Listen, I'm...
A count of 3, Wolf Run.
Wait. It's agreed. But hear me out.
Be quick. This one has an itchy trigger finger.
Simply let me go. That's all I ask.
Go so you can alert your friends?
I have no more friends here.
I don't believe you.
What they're doing in the ritual chamber is insane and completely against what we initially set out to do. I mean, burning down Avendrad. There's no win there.
No. Colt is basically stepping forward to try to see if he recognizes this guy. I'm trying to recall.
So the only person that might find him familiar is Noleme. Maybe something about the inflection of his voice. He seems like a stranger to you, Coulter.
I am not sure who this is. Wait a minute. This is one of those nobles from Avendrad. Oh, gents. This person might actually be worth a lot more than he's letting on.
Worth what, though?
Only thing worth anything. Information.
I grin.
Okay. For your life, where's the ritual chamber?
He looks towards the north and points that way.
Who is performing these rituals?
That would be the other members of the Red Corridor. Those of us who are left still, if the Cold Corridor hasn't attacked already.
What do the Cold Corridor want?
We all want the same thing. The entire destruction of the entire planet. To bring us closer to the realm beyond the fugue.
Disgusting.
What do you know about the realm beyond the fugue?
I don't know. Ever since Keld, the Beholder, started to collect those mirror shards, he's become paranoid.
What is he paranoid about?
I'm not sure. He started pitting us against each other, focusing his entire attention on the Dark Corridor, setting up traps, turning us against each other. It's rather childish, really. His theories about what's beyond the fugue.
What are his theories?
I know not. I'm not a member of the Dark Corridor. Ever since this became about the mirror, he's become mum to us. He's ignored us. Ever since then, it's become a battle for power. Something about what was in this temple before, or this palace, castle. I don't know what this place was. I do have some rubbings over there about my theories.
Coulter's eyes were roaming towards those very parchments.
Is this beholder a man?
Yes, this beholder is a man.
Huh.
Is this the same Keld as the one in town?
There is only one person named Keld.
Yeah.
After he mentioned the etchings and rubbings, because I was sitting here wondering about the history of the temple as you were discussing that, and then he mentioned that there are rubbings of etchings there. Immediately, I'm casting a cantrip called Mage Hand, grabs the parchments, and I pull them over to myself to start pouring over them immediately.
The man smiles at Noleme and says, "Yes, you would know of him. Hey! Those are mine!"
Like floating in midair towards me.
They're still yours. We're just taking a look at them.
Once they're floated into your possession, Coulter, you can see that he was interested in the etchings and runes about the people who built this temple. He seemed to be a historian, or at least curious about the past. You see in these little notes in the margins that he was trying to compare them to races he might know, but coming up short. Although some of the etchings bear a resemblance to Wolfrun a little bit.
A bit amateurish, but yes.
It seems very regal and like stuff you might find in a palace, not a tomb or dungeon.
Do I notice any sort of significant events from history I might be familiar with?
Roll history. Your alphabet is kind of similar to Runian, so you see something that kind of resembles some sort of mashup between a warning and the universal sign for demons or something. But that's basically it. The script as well seems very, very old. Not dwarvish, so most of the Arnosian temples and castles are usually, the most impressive ones anyway, are usually built with the help of dwarves. This one is not. As well, he seems to have, as you're flipping through, made rubbings of blocks of stone that include like Precambrian fossils in them, as if they were purposely cut to be display items.
Very interesting. Nolemi and Coulter both seem to have interest in history. I specifically have an interest in the history of temples and religions and all that, and magic.
Well, we have the etchings now, although it might be useful to keep him alive as well to talk to him later, and then Nolemi walks back forward with his bow drawn. We can't very well just let you go to potentially warn someone else, but if we could avoid killing you, that would be desirable. About this matter of needing to open at least one of these cells, you're going to go ahead and put yourself in one of them. We're going to lock it with a separate lock that I have, and then you're going to wait for us to return. And while you're in there, you don't have to worry about us killing you, and we don't have to worry about you wandering away.
He was grinning wickedly until you said, with a lock that I have, and then his face fell. Look, I don't belong here. I will leave Coruscant, I swear.
I don't want you to leave Coruscant. I have some things I want to talk to you about after we're done here.
We could use your expertise and perspective on these matters.
It appears you're more useful to us alive than dead. You should feel fortunate.
So he seems convinced, but to Nolwenn he says, what assurances do I have? I go, and the river keeps running.
We don't have time to take more etchings. You can hold on to these etchings in your prison cell as insurance. Having seen them at least puts us on the right track, but we would love to study them further. But without you, there's only so much we can study of them. Realize, though, that if you destroy these etchings, your value as a conversational partner decreases. So while you're in the cell, you will want to make sure you protect these etchings.
The valuable etchings, of course.
Excellent. Shall we then, my good man?
He sighs. At least give me some food and water.
I hand him some rations.
Please do not take anything else of mine. I'd appreciate that. And then once next to Nolwenn, he kind of gets in your ear and whispers sharply, thinking that only Nolwenn can hear. I thought we were both in the same waters.
We both know that waters run in different streams at different times of the year.
He seethes and then relaxes. Alright, so what do you do with your new prisoner? He picked up the orb that he dropped down. 2 crystals jutting from it, blazing red.
Release them and then you get in.
He snaps a finger and the door lifts. Those inside make their way out. Oh, thank goodness. I'm alright.
Coulter clears his throat. If he can snap his fingers to open the gate, surely he can do so again.
While he was passing by Zaid, I was going to want to try and have Zaid grab the orb from him.
He holds fast the orb and says, eh! He yanks it back, surprisingly strong for his age, and says, what are you doing? That's mine.
I'll look at him and say, next time I use the sword, and then hold out my hand.
You weren't holding the orb whenever we made the agreement not to take your things. That wasn't yours at the time of the agreement. Hand it over. We'll return it to the floor.
You don't want to go in there.
We still need to discuss the matter of you continuing into the cell before we talk about where we're going into.
He sighs and then drops the orb to the floor. Fine. God.
Yoink.
You now have an orb with 2 red crystals sticking out of it. Now that the guy's behind bars, as it were, the knight is helped up by the woman, kind of leaning a bit on her, one hand resting on his wound. He also has a strange metallic lantern by his side, and when he turns around, you see a huge knightly heraldic shield on his back depicting a demonic face.
Ah, I saw this in a book.
Coulter Nolwenn, you know that the Knights of the Gargoyle, the Order of the Gargoyle, is the most infamous order in Runian history. Many years after the Demon Wars, when the immortal Arcturus, the first Runian king, had finally finished his conquest of the Runian homeland, one of his first acts as king was to abolish independent military orders, to consolidate his power. The Order of the Gargoyle had no choice but to refuse, due to their special mission, and were branded outlaws, even to this day. They are responsible to hunt down the rest of the demons in the world, as if there were any, or guard the petrified statues in the land of demons and demon shrines. So this person's existence is anathema to Runian law. It would be finding like a Knights Templar today.
The betrayers, the defiers, the gargoyles.
His shoulders square, and he looks as if he's trying to get ready for a defensive stance. So he simply says, "On my honor, I will help you find wherever this gargoyle might be. But make no mistake, I am sworn to execute my mission. Do not make the mistake of getting in my way.
What exactly is your mission, noble knight?
It is my errand to guard those statues of the petrified demons from the demon wars. I have good information, although I didn't get 2 feet into this temple before I was waylaid, that there is one such gargoyle in this temple, or palace, or ruins, whatever this place is."
Can Zaid do a religion check to see what he knows of the demon wars or like his people's teachings on it?
Religion or history, go ahead. You are aware of the demon wars. Even the Sacri had to deal with the demon wars. And suddenly, at the end of the demon wars, something happened to which all the most notable demons were either disintegrated or turned into stone. These stone gargoyles. And most of them were smashed into a million pieces or put away in hidden places like caves or dungeons. There's even some rumors of people worshipping these statues. And you know that these knights span across Runia and Arnos to keep watch and make sure these demons never come out again.
The Sacri response is more or less just to smash them.
Correct. They had bigger problems.
Gotcha. Alright, so Zaid will kind of tilt his head a little bit. Why ever even bother defending them? Why not just destroy them and be done with it?
Why indeed. Once the statues are destroyed, their essence returns to the rings of hell. I dare not send another member of their army back to their people. But you wouldn't understand, would you, Runian dog?
You'd rather let hell have a foothold here than send them back from whence they came?
I'd rather have them be my prisoner.
Nolame interjects before things get too heated. Blessed Wanderer, how is this even possible? I didn't think there were any who were actually able to awaken the old stone gargoyles.
It is a precaution, an oath sworn many generations ago by my order's forebears. It is a promise we made to the kings before the time of your precious Arcturus. It is a tradition, and one I take very seriously. Though there are not demons wandering this land, there are those who might seek to worship them.
And you would just have one of them right here, accessible for them. I don't understand the human obsession with keeping mongrels chained when they should just be dispatched.
We shall see what becomes of the statue once we find it. However, I am in no condition to go on. My sword was taken by that fool behind the bars, and besides, I am wounded. Ophelia will take care of me. Of this I have no doubt. She nods and pats his side.
Hold at least. And Zaid kind of reaches out a hand towards the bolt that's still in his side and looks at him like, are you going to let me do this?
Not so fast, Birdman.
Look upon my companions. I have healed them many a time. As you see on my very chest, the gaping marks of the beast from the other room tore into my very armor and through it. And yet, my wounds have healed.
I worship the old gods, and he has healed me.
To Ophelia's nod, this woman apparently, this man takes off his helmet, revealing a haggard and scarred face of a human man. He nods to Zaid. So be it. Have your bird god do what he can.
Bite down on something for the first part.
He does so.
Zaid will pull out the bolt quickly as he can, and then he will cast Lay on Hands.
He seems at least flexible. It is healed by every god. And he just kind of levels his eyes at you and slowly puts back on his helmet.
In your darker moments, perhaps one day you too will look towards the beneficence of the piercing star. Next it passes.
That comet.
The very one that patrols the hells.
It hasn't been seen for 50 years.
It will return, as it always has.
Listen, what was your name?
You may call me Zaid.
In fact, who are all of you? I am Godwin Elfgloom, the Order of the Gargoyle. This is Ophelia.
What is the nature of your companionship, by the way?
She is my cellmate. I am chaste. Do not question my honor.
And I am Wolf Run.
Cultor of Avendrad, milady, and I bow of the Academy of Natural Philosophy at your service.
Oh, I see. Very impressive. I have never been to an Academy of Natural Philosophy before.
'Tis nothing, milady, for sure.
Tell me, please, what brings you to this place? How did you come to be our rescuers?
We are on a mission to clear out these denizens of elemental evil corridors and rid their filth from this land before they set it ablaze, wash it away in foul waters, or any other number of calamities that they may seek to set upon it. In Rune's name, I will see to it.
The man in the cell behind you says, well, you better be quick, and the ritual should be complete in a matter of hours.
And would you like to give us any more information on how we might hasten the end of that process?
Should they summon elementals, those wearing the green raiments will not be attacked.
Interesting.
Also-
Elementals of any sorts?
Please, there will only be fire, but still, they require a blood sacrifice. Someone is likely being killed at this very moment. From town, no doubt. I would hurry if I were all of you. Someone you might care deeply for is likely at the knife, willing or otherwise. The knight looks at the rest of the party. I will, protect Ophelia. I assume you have things in hand.
I was like slowly sort of backing up, and then I was going to start just meandering around while people are talking out here.
While you back up, the knight says, my battle axe in there, Eclipse, is in one of those storage lockers. If you could give it to me, I would be armed and able to protect her.
I'll see if we can find it.
Hey, Nolame, I found it.
Yeah, I just kind of like mutter off to myself as I'm clearly looking at something else already.
Is this storage locker locked?
Do you attempt to open it?
Yes.
So inside you find several weapons, a sword and his axe, no doubt, Eclipse, as he said. But you find a potion, you find water, you find coal, you find a tinderbox, you find a letter, you find a horn, you find a jar of red paint, a few torches and candles, and another red robe.
All right, I grab the letter and I grab his battle axe.
Alright, so the letter details it's a plea to someone in the cold corridor to join the red corridor.
I found this letter that's just a plea from one of these cultists to join their faction to another cultist. You can read it if you'd like, Saeed.
Why would it be? Coulter, do you know anything about ciphers?
Maybe a bit.
I have a hunch, maybe it means nothing, but perhaps you could look over this and see if there's anything awry. Like there might be some other meaning here. Seems too civilian.
I see what you mean then. Is there a hidden message underneath their plain words?
So before we continue that, I'm just going to tell Nolame that you deduce through your knowledge of magic that this is some sort of elemental conduit of some sort. And you work out in your mind that it harnessed the power of lightning.
Noticing what it is, look around to make sure that nothing seems ready to fall on it or cause it to activate, and then I back away slowly from it, just to make sure I don't accidentally bump it or anything. And then I signal to the rest of the party, best just leave that entire corner of the room alone for now.
I hand his axe.
Walking away from the fucking electric machine of potential death, I walk over and look at the letter over whoever's shoulder is currently holding it.
Coulter kind of walked with it, and he's sort of holding it up to any like candlelight that he can find. He's just kind of looking at it upside down, and it's just. But I don't know how much Coulter would actually know about. Maybe a little, but
Who has the rune key right now?
The rune key?
Yes.
Oh, that we got from the well.
Yes.
Zaid's got that one and the fire one.
Have you tried putting them together?
Not yet. I thought they went into a doorway.
Oh, that
Somewhere
door.
else.
That's
Okay.
right. There was that corridor that we opened that had that fucking set of traps that we got to the end
Yes.
of and couldn't open.
So we can open up that door now.
This is a pretty basic cipher. A child's play, although you were right to look for one, given that he was a member of your order, as it were. The coded message details his plans to leave Gorusad and start some sort of fire worship exclusive cult somewhere else.
Do I happen to know the place name he mentions, or is he just vague in the letter?
He's pretty vague. It seems like he's going out on a limb here, but he's also decrying the fact that Keld is insane and the Dark Corridor is in the hands of the Black One.
So I relay to my companions the idea of the Dark One being involved with the Dark Corridor, as well as the fact that we were right to hold this guy, if he was in fact the author of the letter, because he does have additional contacts.
Very good.
And Zaid, are you looking through that?
Yeah, I wanted to take a look at the sword and the horn.
The horn kind of has silver inlaid engravings on it. It's very fancy, very nice. It alone itself could fetch a fine price at any auction or market. And the sword seems worthy of a knight. It has Arnosian writing on the side and intricate carvings, leaf patterns all around the side, and in the heart of its crossguard is a picture of a heart.
I'll go ahead and take that just in case Ro might want it. I'll grab the horn.
Nolame, you recognize the anatomically correct depiction of a heart as the symbol of the city of Kalin.
Point this out to the rest of the party while commenting that it seems like this operation draws from more than just Avendrad.
There's also a bottle of ink and a quill with a metal tip, and a bottle of fine white wine.
Lemme, you want some wine?
You know, I was just thinking about it, but with how shot my nerves have been, I honestly think it's a 50-50 chance of me just popping the cork before we even get to the Dark Corridor, and that might make me a little bit less observant. So, Nolame, not fully resolute in his heart to actually follow through with this, adds the white wine to his pack.
Let's move on.
Alright, you see Godwin looking into one of the cells and kind of holding his helmet's chin, as it were, and Ophela is playing with the owl.
Have you ever seen anything like that before?
No, I haven't, but it seems our dwarf left a bit of a message on the wall there, and he points to the eastern wall, which has a huge kind of engraving inscription clawed into the side of the wall. Do you know Dwarvish?
I don't. One of you knows Dwarvish, right?
Well, that would be me. I picked it up a little bit through my interaction with some fine craftsmen.
Would you mind translating what's written on this wall here?
It's entirely dark in here.
Coulter was just, I had this top of mind. The light cantrip, I was just about to cast it as he speaks about how dark it is. And I'm approaching down the hall, and I cast Gloss and have a light radius around me.
Godwin's like, thank you. So on the wall, you can clearly see a long sort of poem. He must have been the longest resident prisoner, because he had a long time to write this. So it says, "The two united in the past, a place to build and spells to cast. Their power grew and took the land, and people found, as they had planned, a key without a lock they made, of gold and gems and overlaid with spells, a tool for men to wield, to force the powers of good to yield. But armies came, their weapons spared, while evil was yet unprepared. The heart was followed by the crowns and moon and people of the towns. The two were split, one got away, but he, when came the judgment day, did break the key and sent the rocks to boxes 4 with magic locks. In doing so, he fell behind as he escaped. He was confined among his own, his very lair became his prison and despair. The place was ruined, torn apart, and left with chains around the heart of evil power. But the key was never found in the debris. I know not where he dwells today. He set the minion's path, the way to lift his temple high again, with tools of flesh, with mortal men, Many now have gone to die, in water flame, in earth or sky. They did not bear the key of old, that must be found, the orb of gold. Beware, my friend, for you shall fall, unless you have the wherewithal to find and search the boxes for, and then escape forevermore. But with the key, you might succeed in throwing down his power and greed. Destroy the key when you are done, and then rejoice, the battle won.
We need to copy this down. I'm going to perform a ritual to make sure it's transliterated exactly.
As you pass, you guys all receive grunts and roars from the orcs and the bugbears.
I feel secure in this magical wards. Well, until he snaps his fingers, that is, and I look towards his cage. We should put a lock on him.
How do you secure this lock? Do you have any chain?
Yes, there was chain and a large lock that originally I had used on a previous door that I removed whenever we were moving on.
As you're locking that, Noleme, Ophela says, "What am I supposed to do? Can I leave, perhaps? Or do you want me to remain with you? It is dangerous, no?"
Everyone should be escorted with us. That's on our side. We have some others out here waiting for us, too.
I agree with Coulter. I'd worry for your safety if you were left back here.
Worry not. I swore to protect her with my life. Now that I have Eclipse, she will be safe with me. I cannot go with your friends? They're not my friends. She comes first. She nursed me back to health. If you need me, I will follow. But if not, I will find some alcove and protect her until I might begin my vigil. Corinne, I ask you to escort her to some local town, if it is not already a pile of cinders.
Coulter furrows his brow, visions floating in his head. Ugh.
First things first, we need to get out of here. Every sword will help, so I don't see why you wouldn't join us trying to make this area clear.
I must protect Ophela. She is no warrior.
She's less safe if you go ahead and don't come with us and then we're defeated. The best way to protect her is to come with us.
The knight looks at the other party members to see if you guys agree.
Coulter's nodding.
Sounds like perhaps this may be a key to the past of these corridors, perhaps. And our departed informant here hopes for someone to find it, use it, and destroy it before it can fall into the wrong hands, I believe. Perhaps this has something to do with the Dark One that they've mentioned, or it's difficult to say. It would require more study and perhaps some additional context.
The knight shrugs. Could be that he doesn't want us to go deeper in. If those maroon stones or whatever are those keys, you might be able to give up now. Turn back. Leave me behind.
I don't think so. I think these orbs are more likened to the 4 scattered boxes, the rocks scattered in the boxes.
Coulter's nodding and he's looking over. I'm reading it over and over, so I'm just nodding. 4, 1 for each element, and an orb of gold. There's 2 crystals per orb, like that one we have in hand. Thankfully, you took that from the evil one here.
That whole line about locked away, where is it? Escaped, confined in his own, that isn't actually referring to the dwarf himself, is it? In which case, wouldn't we need to actually get into that cell to search him?
Perhaps. I was thinking something larger, something else, but I don't even know what to make of this grotesquity. How is this creature reacting with us, standing around and speaking the stanza and all that?
It's been pacing, drooling, and growling at you. Its behavior doesn't seem to change.
If we wish further, we will need to return here later after dealing with whatever ritual is going on.
That is true. We do have a ticking clock, don't we?
And now that there's a light side, you can see that this beast, whatever it is, left no flesh behind.
Perhaps piled onto its very body.
I was thinking the same thing.
On our way out, we can go ahead and tell Ro about this. Maybe she'll know something and be able to keep watching here.
Is that one of your companions?
It is true that Ro could watch over Ophelia here.
She continues curiously.
Well, if Ro's going to stay back anyway, would you entrust her with someone else?
That depends who.
She's a warrior.
I actually would like to stay with the party. I have so many questions about your people. I said no, it's too dangerous.
Ro's a member of the party. You can start talking with her. And
Anyway.
I don't know if you're going to have time to talk with the rest of us with what we're doing at the moment.
Yes, we must make haste.
Before Zaid steps out, actually, can he try and like break off the lever handle here so that it would be harder for someone else to come in and flip it back? Wolf Run, perhaps you can lend me a hand here.
I'll be right there. On 3?
Yes.
All right, it snaps off. Only
Very well.
before you leave, the individual behind the cage sort of looks at you knowingly. A sort of challenge-like glare. A silent communication between you two as if like, you better be good on your word, or else.
I smile and make a gesture of my index finger going into the inside of my mouth and my cheek like a fish on a hook.